in,
Oh, they
Coddle's
blocked their
going
own.
to pull that hard camp.
They blocked their own hard camp.
Did it?
Yeah.
It seems like it's right on the side.
Isn't that the dire one?
No, it is. I just wasn't sure if it was actually blocking.
Is it not?
It's like right on the edge.
We will find out right
We'll
now.
see.
Okay,
It
good.
is not. Yeah, I think it was.
There's no way that you block that.
Yeah, I think he was actually looking for
Yeah.
a ward that was blocking.
So
it.
for people that don't know, if you play Dazzle or Coddle or anything like that, the point is you push in this wave, and then you just pull this one over and you deny a full wave. And this way, you both get XP. It's like it becomes your own pull, which is what makes heroes like Coddle so strong. If anybody was wondering like why people do Dazzle, Beastmaster offlane and stuff like that, it's for that reason alone. Because you can just push in the wave immediately. It does make it so that your carry CS is a little bit worse, but it puts pressure on the lane and it denies a full wave.
And it makes the enemies carry CS a little bit worse too, right?
Oh, at top.
That's
Demon
Demon
might
tower. With all these boards, they are going to be able to finish him off. SVG beats him down and managed to pick up the first blood.
Wow, that was a lot of gold. And this is what I'm talking about. I think SVG enables a lot of these strategies. He just balls up, runs at you, does not care what you think about him. Looks like they were thinking about trading bounty runes, but Dubu's gonna take it anyways. I think Dubu had to be up there though. He went to mid, right? To just annoy Envy.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Abed needs this kind of help.
Yeah, it's an Ember Spirit. Like Ember Spirit versus Mirana, the Mirana's damage is not good enough to really contest CS very well against Ember.
It is a whatchamacallit though. It's a Radiant Ogre. And for people that don't know, like there's a difference here. Because think about all this space that you have to work with in the Radiant area, whereas when you play Dire Ogre, you only have like this lump of space, and if you just hide in this area, it's really hard for Ogre to do anything to you. Whereas Ogre can just play from this area up and just like run down at you, and there's not a whole lot that you can do. It's just incredibly annoying.
So he felt like because it's such an advantageous situation for him in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna do some stuff just to harass, and Envy is kind of getting hurt a lot in this mid lane. Like, he's gonna pop his out now. Yeah. Only has 5 CS. Ember's got 13 already, so it was worth it. But if that was gonna happen, top had to be a little bit more careful.
They're gonna try and go for a stomp into an arrow. Stomp misses though. Abed is fast enough with the early boots.
Yeah.
Just like we keep on seeing more and more of this, the early boots instead of bottle on a lot of these heroes.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit why?
Just because, especially with the shrine being an innovation, it's not as big of a deal, and runes aren't like what they used to be, in all honesty.
Right.
And Abed mid, I think he is not going to be able to kill Envy.
Envy is going to go for the leap over,
What?
traps himself in the trees.
If
Also
he
top lane,
actually-
MSS is also going to be dying here. Envy will survive, but he's
Dude,
stuck.
this is even worse than
Yeah, this is
surviving.
worse than death. Envy is
Oh.
currently suffering a fate worse than death. He managed to eat his way out of the trees. They're just going to pop out.
Abed's got to know that he's here.
Yeah, he's around. Ogre's probably going to be cutting down to see if he can catch Envy somewhere. Envy's up in 5 seconds with the leap.
They know
they're
that
so
he's there
close,
now.
But now Abed's wasted a lot of time
I think
too.
Abed should have seen that coming. Like the fact that Envy was going to be in that area, just because the leap didn't take him across, right?
Mhm.
There's no way that it could have. And if he just kind of walked there with his flame guard on, it was a kill for sure. But it still hurts Envy more. It was a very convenient shrine for them to be able to pop, since it was going to be 2 supports anyways.
Yeah.
And Abed got like 3 free CS or something like that. Like this is a 10 CS Mirana right now. She's not enjoying her life.
She's going to play a little bit off of jungle, it looks like, with the arrow and the devil damage she picked up. We do have the Beastmaster, Keeper of the Light, still matching up against the Lifestealer Warlock, so they seem pretty content with this. It is giving AUI total free farm at bottom. He's currently sitting at 27 and 7.
It's a pretty interesting laning phase overall though, especially with the kill at top. It really helps. It really does help even things out. Kind of curious as this bottom lane is going, as Envy or AUI has got 28 CS right now. Like he's doing more than well enough.
Do you think Bulba should be jungling like he is?
I don't know. It's hard, especially with the Coddle. But now that Rose is rotated off, I think it's fine for him to go bottom. I think this is a little bit of a mistake. He might just not feel comfortable. It is a lot of harass, but I think if he just grabs, like, maybe even raindrops or something and a TP, he's fine bottom. That is
exactly what he does.
Precisely what he does. But it does mean that if you're committing like this, and you're going to force the 1v1 at bottom, you have to get aggressive in the other lanes. which is what I would anticipate happening pretty soon.
MSS, his farm, 18 and 8. He got dove underneath the tower earlier, but he is getting some decent levels still, thanks in part to the Keeper of the Light being around now, doing a little bit of pulling for him.
Coddle does some great stuff, guys.
Blast out the way, pull the hard camp.
Yeah, and Bulba's return at bottom is a lot better now. He should be able to see us 1v1 against us just fine. You've got a Quelling Blade, 2 levels of your power. Especially with the raindrops, you're not going to take a lot of damage from the Naganuke. It's like one of the best things against these like spammy heroes.
They got a wrap here with Abed.
Yeah, we said you had to win a lane if you're going to do this. Dubu knows exactly where he is, and he wants to dive, but I think this is a fine dive considering nobody else can rotate. As long as they don't let MSS get out here.
MSS not going to be able to hide himself away into the trees and TP out. He'll be found by Dubu and brought down. That'll be a very rapid tier 1 tower vault. Nice pull on the board. That'll just stall things up, and they also have this heavy push coming in from NP in the safe lane as well.
And this bottom wave, I mean, this is a tower that a lot of the good teams already know aren't really defensible. So they're pretty much trading the 2 hardest towers in the game to defend anyways. It's more just like, what's anybody getting mid? And in that regard, Onyx is being a little bit better about it, because they are just allowing Demon to pick up on levels here. And he's just going to get some free XP, which he desperately needs. Because this Cuddle's already level 5, this ET is level 5, this Ogre is only level 4, same with Demon. And they did just trade off towers, so no issues. I'd like to see some deeper wards placed by Dubu. And I'd like for NP to start trying to go for this mid tower before Warlock hits level 6, because I think there's a timing available for NP where this tower is hard for them to defend.
Yeah, they won't have any of they won't have the big ultimate of the Warlock, as you mentioned. They also won't have, Blink Dagger anywhere close, or it's pretty much just the fighting power of the Ember Spirit at that point that will keep that tier 1 tower mid alive.
He is so sick with runes.
Radiant's bottom
Just every
tower
time.
is under attack.
Armlet is also a very big power spike for the Lifestealer. It does not look like NP are going to take advantage of that timing you were talking about, though. They're instead going to play a bit passive, kind of NP style. 3-man smoke up from Onyx, though. They're actually the ones who are going to get aggressive, see if they can find something here. Get the right kind of pick off. Maybe they can put some pressure on this mid tower.
Yeah. I think they anticipated...
They're just going to jump onto him. SVG should die almost instantly, as Nash will be able to finish that up. Mason can get him with the rage, and with the extra empower...
Do not give up your mid tower.
They shouldn't, but NP are going to find it hard to be able to defend. Keeper of the Light's coming in a bit late. He's going to start off with the blasting. They also have the Naga Siren, who could TP in with Song. But AUI wants to keep on farming for now.
You cannot give up your mid tower in a matchup like this, especially with the Coddle. Like, he has to be there. And they are going to defend it and push them out. So not too much gain by Onyx. Well done by NP to rotate over. But in a game like this, especially with the Naga, you need to be able to protect at least a little bit of your jungle. Otherwise, you lose that area quite quickly. And for you to be able to make space with the Naga on your team, like, you need a lot of resources. Because Envy's not the type of player that likes having a low amount of farm, nor is MSS. And so to be able to divide this up, you need to protect this mid tower. It all comes down to that. As AUI is already got 2,200 gold.
And
he's
he's
spotted in the jungle.
Serious trouble. He is not even going to be able to get the leap off. They are going to be able to catch Abed. Abed, can he jump away before this snap? No. It just doesn't last long enough, so.
What I'd like to see after this top pressure, though, is maybe a smoke into their own jungle, or at least deward that area.
Try and clear out the Naga Siren a bit more.
You need to create vision in your own area, and if you take this mid tower as well and this tier 2 at top, then you can sandwich NP and make it so that the only place that the Naga can farm then is right here.
You're pinging to the offlane camp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one where MSS is right now. Right. Right now, if AUI just gets this amount of space, like, he's gonna feel good, quite good right now. he's just thinking to himself, I am getting absolute free farm.
Yeah, Onyx.
Rose
I mean,
goes down.
that's part of it, right? Is that push into mid, hope to be able to pull AUI off of farming bottom, but
I think the majority of the reason too that they're not worried though, or why they're not really pressuring this Naga, is because they feel pretty comfortable with this Magnus.
I mean, they're getting so many kills. The Rock actually jumps. It's going to be a little bit late, but they still catch him with the double Remnant. That is the tier 2 tower down. They're claiming so many kills and so many towers that worrying about the Naga Siren is just not on the forefront of Onyx's mind, nor should it be.
Yeah, and this is, you remember we said, Onyx's inability to take these team fights has always kind of hurt them. And Onyx is being much more patient. This is like a better version of what was the team? Freedom. It was what Freedom was doing to them, but cleaner.
Yeah.
And this is what you need to beat a team like NP. NP is a very good team.
They have this very practiced style based around multiple hero picks. They are going to try and defend this tower. This is all important. Eternal Envy can set up an arrow here. It's going to go for Abed. Try and get a little bit of harassment damage on him. Leaps away, though, before the open wounds. Onyx are going to be able to get this mid tower, and it looks like they're going to be able to get away if they want to.
This is not a tower. We talked about how important it was. I think you do try to get control of your own jungle, though. That is the next step, as
it's
Dubu
going
is
to take
gonna
a
get roared.
lot of counter warding, though. They are going to be able to get the Roared pick off onto Dubu. But Abed escapes, and that's the important one.
Yeah. MSS does almost have that book. Slowed down quite a bit from when we previously see his timings.
Yeah. I think at this, I mean, you're looking at it, the next 70 seconds, you're going to have Chaotic offering again. Do you just go and bulldoze down those the bottom lane towers?
I'd be pretty good with that.
Yeah.
I do think, though, that they should start establishing some dominance down here, though. Because they've got pretty deep wards into Onyx's own jungle, and Onyx now has to commit wards into their jungle. And you just want to eat space into NP's lineup right now. That's the big thing, is you want to make sure that NP, their tricore, if you're putting all your hopes on this Naga, then you're going to feel very good. Whereas if you see this Mirana and this Beastmaster get farm at the same time, then it becomes a little bit trickier. But of course, NP have done such a good job of picking off these cores, especially Envy. Envy gonna go for a Dragonlance first, a build that I recently saw CCNC advocate for over going for the Aghanims. But it's still gonna be such a late timing because this is typically a 10-minute item.
Do you think in some way?
Envy just leaped in mid.
Yeah,
might
not
know
having
about
that
this.
escape mechanism is going to
They've
be a
got the
little rough.
blink.
They're going to get the RP on him, pop out, easily bring down Envy. They can pressure that mid lane if they want to.
He is getting no gold at all.
Yeah, this is pretty rough. Do you think part of it is that the Aghanim Scepter requires so much space for you to be able to utilize?
You eat so much of the map right now. And up at top as well, MSS gonna get gone on. He does have a TP.
Flameguard is still up. MSS just couldn't burn through that one, and that actually makes the difference. The extra burn damage is going to allow him to be able to get that one kill.
This is a very good kill for AUI if he can get it.
Yeah, he's definitely got it. That is 767 gold for that kill.
Yeah,
so
if they're fast, they can defend mid as well.
Blast. Stomp goes down from SVG. Mason not backing down, though. Still gets a couple more swipes on that tower, but I think no one wants to let that off-lane tower fall. They actually do get a slow onto Eternal Envy, but they should not follow that up. I think they're getting lured a little bit too deep onto the Dire side.
Yes, Envy is going to deward this ward, but...
So basically...
Oh, sorry, go on.
Sorry, I just wanted to go back to the Ags. It's like, you've lost so much early game control, and Naga Siren takes up so much space that there's not any room for Envy to go and Axe. It's not that it's a bad build, right? But this build will give you a little bit more sustain into late game, as well as a little bit more beneficial to the limited amount of map control you have.
Yes, 100% agree. And in a game like this, like, when is he going to pick up his Axe? He's almost, the Warlock is almost the same level as him. In terms of like the net worth, he's barely above his off lane, if you want to call it that.
Warlock's going to start catching up to him in net worth. Demon's actually going to be picking up a Hannah Minus here pretty quick.
Envy going to push out this top lane. They're very mid-centric right now, and they're doing this just to secure the Roshan for their life stealer. And they're still putting on a good pace. They're making sure that they have Aegis control, which is what was so pivotal to Team Freedom's success in the first place.
Could they have not gone Ember Spirit on Team NP?
Maybe they could have. It's hard though. Playing Ember against Life Mag, it doesn't feel so great.
Yeah.
And these aren't supports that you can burst easily either. If you can't kill the cores really easily, and you can't kill the supports really easily, like the entire point of Ember is either he just can't die, or B, you know, you can just burst somebody very quickly.
Right.
But in a game like this, especially against Onyx's lineup, he could do both. He would both
Guard
die.
is already out. NP are going to have a hard time cutting through Abed, but
Abed's got to be worried here.
the rest of his team is pretty far away, so
Smoke's broken.
they get the Primal Roar into the arrow. This could be a big-time kill. They're going to be able to throw everything they have at him and take away that Aegis. Now, they just have to get out of here because the rest of Onyx are streaming in. Abed looks to be able to catch one, manages to grab MSS. See if they have the counter vision. Nice pushback there from the Keeper of the Light.
Still, that was kind of unnecessary, but they are going to go for this bottom push anyways. And this is the right thing for NP to do. I think just sending this Coddle down here with this ET, it's very hard to push into this. It's not a lot of team fight, as weird as that sounds, but it's just hard to push into. And you want to make it annoying and slow them down, because there's no way that you want to just give up this many towers.
Yeah,
especially with your Naga getting this fat.
It's like, not great team fight, but if you make a mistake, right?
Yes.
You get hit by the wrong stomp into a blast, or Song of Siren in a bad position or something like that. It just could all crumple, and you would give up your entire early game advantage. And that's what most of NP's strategies predicate on, right? Is we're going to probably lose some of the early game, but we're going to set these situations up where you make a mistake and it all goes back into our favor.
That's why, oh, they shouldn't have given up that top that easily. But that's why, you know, you take heroes like Coddle, and you have to be fast at reacting to the towers and just getting there a little bit sooner, because you can't give up this much map control. If you were NP and you hadn't lost this mid tier 1 so early and this top tier 2 and things of that nature, then the game becomes a lot easier for you. I guess the top tier 2 is a lot harder to defend, because the Coddle doesn't know if he's being wrapped around.
Sure.
But I think the mid tier 1 shouldn't have gone down as easily.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But NP's still doing a very good job of keeping at least their Naga within hair's breadth.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good. There's a lot of towers going in the favor of Onyx, and yet AUI is still keeping pace in net worth with the Lifestealer. He's got himself the Radiance fairly early on, and that's honestly, I think, the only reason that Onyx haven't been able to take more objectives is the split pushing that's happening from all these illusions.
Yeah. I don't like, the one thing I don't like about Onyx right now is I think they shouldn't be giving up so much control of their jungle. Like, this bottom area means so much to them, and I feel like if it just came to a straight up team fight, they would roll.
Yeah.
I think this rock is so strong, but
pushing into top is not ideal. They've already taken that tier 2 unless they're just going to go high ground. Wow.
Okay, they're going to try to force him back. They're going to put some hits on it. It's already taken some damage from the Warlock Golem early.
Yeah, and Lifestealer chunks it down pretty quickly between Bloodlust and Empower. It's already down to half HP.
This is not a tower. You want to glyph for this.
Oh, Sleight of Fist is not enough to be able to dodge that arrow. Abed tried, but it didn't last long enough. Now he's going to be tanking the Roar as well as the Split, trying to jump out. They do have the Warlock Golem buying him a moment of time, and he does manage to jump away just before the sleep goes down. He's going to take this moment to heal himself up, and he'll be back in the fight. Meanwhile, MP are going to try and set up the stomp. They're going to blow up Dubu, it looks like, but Abed has come back. Big blast comes in, and Abed already has to jump back out. He is mana leaked up as well. They've got issues for poor Bulba. Another stomp, well placed. Managed to infest, though, inside Demon. Managed to get out of that one, and Mason says, thank you, Demon, I'm out of here. A little bit of a disjoint, and I'll rage TP out. They're going to leave their 2 supports behind as long as Abed gets away.
He's just got to juke this arrow. Eternal Envy.
Envy throws out the arrow.
It's going to be a little bit too low, and he should be just out of this. Coddle is still chasing, has that Aghanims, but unfortunately for him, has turned into nighttime.
5 seconds till Remnant as well as bots. And that'll be it. So,
Courier
in the end, it does end up being worth it for Onyx. They trade away 2 supports, but they got the tier 3 tower.
Yes, and this Ogre means actually nothing. 2,900 net worth. Bloodlust bot.
Oh, whoa! AUI's dead.
Oh,
oh,
is so huge.
That is a big time kill. AUI farming pretty aggressively while Song of Siren is down.
And Abed just picks that up. Could have been a potential kill on him, and instead he turns it around. That is how close Dota can be. So now you're in a position where this Ember Spirit, he's going to have a Linken's pretty soon, Cap. He's going to be incredibly strong. This bottom wave going to be mopped up quite nicely by him.
I mean,
might even just run it back in for
we were not sure about that tier 3 tower push, but it was the kind of decisiveness that we liked seeing earlier this morning when we were casting these South American
I love
qualifiers.
Decisiveness. I am completely down to see a team just play super decisively, try to take objectives, be fast around the map. Look at what that does for them. It opens up these shrines that typically don't go down early on. And this means that without the shrine there at bottom, you can't defend this tower. It's gone. This area is lost to you. And this is why it's so smart, and this is why it means so much.
That's why you said there, like the two strategies. Defending high ground is an effective strategy because you don't lose that much map control as long as you keep your tier 3s alive, right? The shrines are still a huge amount of map control exerted over the map.
That's why for people that know, that's why it's hard to take the safe lane tower, because you don't necessarily have to TP to this tier 1 or even this tier 2 anymore. You can just TP to the shrine, set up a fight. If you can bait people into the shrine area, then you're definitely losing the fight. It's things like that that just make it a little bit more complicated than you'd like. And I like this bottom push. Remember, I advocated for this much more early on, because you need to take control back of your jungle, which is exactly what they've done with this ward especially. And with the Naga dying at least once, I think that does slow the game down a little bit for Onyx. Like, they're not as worried.
Push it mid, take out that other shrine, which is a really good control over the Roshan pit, and second Roshan is going to be coming up pretty soon here, so.
Yeah, they lost it so fast the first time.
NP, they do get a significant upgrade though, with the split pushing as well as now the Keeper of the Light being able to have both Ags and Gem. It does mean they're going to be able to take away a lot of the aggressive vision of Onyx, and they'll have the split pushing advantage as well. They just need to make sure that they don't get caught out by rotations like this. The invis rotation of Bulba holding the lifestealer inside of him. Looks like they're just might be able to get multiple here. Oh, they're going to skewer him back though. Oh, if Bulba just waited around, he might have been gifted with a twofer, as Envy was not so far away. They're actually going to go a little bit more, trying to catch Rose. Moonlight Shadow was used though.
Yeah, still good control. Beastmaster is not a small kill whatsoever. Like, you want to be able to slow this guy's progression down, and I think he realizes that his role in the game's changed. The Necro 3 obviously not being as necessary anymore as it used to be, especially since you have a Coddle with Ags. I don't know, there's something about Beastmaster's item progression nowadays though that feels super underwhelming. Like, when you get this Necro 1 in the beginning, you feel like you are the strongest hero in the game,
yes, you're
regardless
super
of net worth. Then when you get this Necro 2, it's kind of better, and then when you get Necro 3, you get detection, but it feels like the pace of the game has changed, so the damage isn't as necessary or big.
Yeah, it feels like Necro 1, despite being weaker than the other ones, because it's earlier on in the game, has the most impact. And I think that's why you see a lot of Beastmasters go Necro 1. Necro 1 into Blink.
That was the... I remember I saw Bulldog just do that all the time.
And it does add a lot. If they have that Blink dagger, NP can start actually hitting back a little bit, because they have this split pushing, they have this all the aggressive wards taken away. They can try and split Onyx up.
Right now, you just, I don't know, it's imperative that this smoke goes well, because they can't Roshan themselves way too easily. They need to be able to pick up some heroes. And Dubu's not the hero that you want to be able to kill.
No, but if they can kill him with no committal, that would be nice, but Dubu's too tanky.
Dubu doesn't even die, dude. Look at him, he's just running in. He's got a hood.
Yeah.
He just straight up...
Oh, there's the RP in the background. The song, it doesn't go out fast enough. They do manage to get the rage out. He managed to get up the gem. AUI is going to TP himself out. Skewer, though! It gets it. Bulba stops the TP out. That's going to be AUI down unless this stomp. No, Abed's got it. Abed's going to run him down pretty easily. They'll take that kill.
He's got Remnant in 1 second, but ET's just a little bit too fast. This is going to be a free Roshan now.
Big time kill. They're going to push out some of the lanes, claim the Aegis, be ready to go high ground, and maybe they'll just go straight to top. I think they should. It's 35 seconds till Naga Siren's back up.
Yeah, and they want to at least force the buyback. Yeah. You force the buyback minimum. You know that ET has used the splitter as well, one of the better abilities at holding. And this Lifestealer is just absolutely... He has an AC Deso. He's going to take this Rax so incredibly fast.
Chop it away. No buyback coming out from Naga Siren, so Onyx have been given the all clear. They're going to take this lane of Brax, knowing the buyback is not intact. Blinding light caused a few issues. It's just a range tracks. They really don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, they don't want to overcommit for anything, and this is the scary part, getting out clean, and it looks like they're going to do it. No problem. There's still no sleep on Naga. I think this is the perfect opportunity for them to just pick up the Shrine, immediately go to Roshan. They know this is a level 2 Naga sleep without the Octarine core. Not too much to worry about. And NP, they can't afford to give this up. They're going to have to go in without half of their major abilities, I'd say. And Onyx are being very patient. They're going to hold this high ground area they know that NP are trying to pursue. Dubu is going to be the one that shows himself.
Because Dubu can do Dubu, man. He's got pipe.
Oh, this is a very good Roshan attempt if NP aren't savvy to this. For Onyx, Abed, you got to spirit in. This is not a Roshan that you want to give up for free. It's about half HP right now. They're going to walk
Mason's
in.
just going to charge in. He says, damn it, I'm going in, boys. He already gets Primal roared up during the rage status. He is going to be able to tank through a lot of this one. He actually infests inside of one of the creeps. Nice RP on the left-hand side with the golem being dropped, but there's the Song of Siren. AUI.
They've got to reset. They got to get out of here.
Yeah, they're going to back out, trying to get to the high ground, but they just can't get out fast enough. AUI is going to be caught, as well as Envy. The Moonlight Shadow will not allow him to be able to escape, or maybe it will. They manage to get the dust out. AUI hides behind the trees, tries to go for the TP out, but he does end up getting caught. Mason, they're just going to go down mid again. They know MP, they keep on forcing these fights because they can't afford to give up Roshan, but it's finally going to go Onyx's way. They go straight down mid with the Aegis.
I was kind of okay with MP's attempt to do it, but like we talked about, they do it so slowly. They don't really have these heroes that are going to take this down very fast. This Naga Siren, one of the least effective heroes, since her entire toolkit involves just killing creeps more or less. Not really the best at dealing with Roshan. I guess Beastmaster is okay. This Miranda doesn't really have the item set to back her up. I mean, she's aiming for something like a 30-minute Maelstrom. And so for them, often this is what you see in NV-based lineups. I say that when he was on Team Seeker, when he was on C9, these like hidden Rosh attempts when you have nothing to do.
Yeah.
But as a whole, doesn't pay off for them just because they can't do it very fast. It's the nature of their lineup.
It was a very high-risk play, and I'm sure they knew that, but it's because they felt like they were so far behind, right?
They clicked this Lifestealer, and they just said, okay, we are definitely...
Like, if he gets Aegis, that's another lane of Rax, and there's no way we come back from that.
Yeah, they
we just can't kill him
Lifestealer.
twice.
They saw he had an AC, a Deso, an Echo Saber, and an Armlet. Like, reading that out loud, and then saying he has 3,600 gold on top of that is just unbelievable. Mason is... one-man wrecking crewed it is. He's just going to walk up, pop Rage, take this tower.
Rage is off.
Look
As
how
the arrow
fast that
comes
goes
in.
down.
There goes the glyph.
He's got Aegis. You've got to take a fight if you're NP. Playing this passive game, especially when you're already down one set of racks, you can't really let this second set go. This is going to be do or die time for them.
Do they make an aggressive Song of Siren play, do you think?
It's hard. If you can catch Bulba in the back, I think you might be able to go for it.
Yeah.
But even Bulba's got BKB.
Yeah, they've got BKB on Bulba, they've got Rage. That it's actually really difficult to make a Song arrow play.
Maybe if you did not on Demon and you didn't all get RP.
Yeah.
But that's going to go down, but the tower's already open.
Mason
Abed.
briefly stalled up by the ensnare. Like how every single time Abed's making sure to
Pipe
push
the next
NP
wave.
back while not grouping up too much.
Type the next wave and go.
Here it comes. There's the pipe. Just gonna try and go for a stomp, but the boar actually catches
Okay,
the creeper.
they need to catch somebody.
All right,
with
it
the
looks
arrow
like
right
they're
now.
gonna go for Abed. Take it off. Abed gets hit by the arrow. Followed up, Echo Stop. They're gonna try and burst him down. It's gonna be close. The blast comes in and it's taken down Abed, but can they actually do this anyway? Mason's already taken down Envy. He's gonna be able to get MSS as well. A 1-for-2 exchange, and NP are running out of firepower now as Mason approaches the lane of Braxes.
Yeah, and they can't afford to lose the second set, but Bulba still has his RP. He held it the entire time. You had to blow so much just to kill that Ember. Lifestealer does not even care in a game like this. They're just going to head straight to bottom with this Aegis still. Daring NP to fight. They don't have this Song of the Siren anymore to reset, so any fight they take is going to be a scary one. And Onyx right now are just cruising.
They are about to get Megas by 30 minutes here, and the Aegis is still up
gotta
for
fight
another
right now.
minute. Range Tracks is going to fall. Mason can just finish it up, and that'll be Megas right here. Duba will take the last hit. They do manage to get an arrow onto the Lifestealer. Going to try and burst him down here, but they can't focus too much as he does still have that Aegis the RP laid out just for MB, who would have died anyway. AEY just trying to do what little he can, but finally it is called by the captain, Eternal Envy. Calls GG. Mason taking his moment of glory in this game 1 in a best of 3.
There's some okay, so we talked about it yesterday. I feel like this is coming into a thing again. NP, they pick these lineups of course the Naga, and teams are just abusing it. Onyx is just like, we're gonna make sure that we don't have the timer on ourselves. So they pick a hero like Mag. No matter what, the strength of Magnus as an offlaner is you feel so comfortable going into the mid game.
Yeah.
It's not just about, before it was you were an RP machine. Now it's you hit the RP, doesn't matter, because the majority of it comes from the fact that you just empower this melee carry, make him so strong. You've got the Ogre to do that as well. This Lifestealer was the pivotal focus of this lineup. He was just untouched the entire game.
8-0-6 for Mason.
Yeah, this felt like they came into this thinking, okay, we're gonna play NP. We should be able to beat Freedom. What does NP do right? What does NP do wrong? It feels like NP skimps a little bit in the teamfight department. Let's pick up these heroes that make teamfights free. This Magnus, this Warlock, this is what allowed Freedom, if you remember, to take a game off of NP very easily.
So the style of NP is just not working out for them here in this qualifiers. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board in between Game 1 and Game 2 as we take a short break.